Shalom, y'all, and welcome back to Revolutionary Living. We are on another week wrap up of pregnancy updates, and like I told y'all before, either I'm going to do it during real life or not do them at all. So here I am today cleaning grass, some would say nesting, and I'm just thinking as I move around. Okay, might as well record while I'm thinking. So this is the wrap up of week 35. And yeah, so I just kind of get an overview of how 35 has gone, any changes I've experienced, bump date, and yeah, I actually was sitting here thinking about all the things I'm appreciative of. So I'll share some of that with you all as well. And like I said, I'm cleaning. So we got stuff in the background, don't mind that. But this is end of week 35 belly. And going into week 36. Y'all see that belly button? Okay, so the lighting in here is very weird, but we're just gonna ignore it, right? I'm gonna be moving around, but ears on, listen up. So week 35 was actually a very good week. Child, I lost the room already. In the sense that I actually have energy. Now, the energy has been picking up over the last week, I would say, but I'm feeling a little bit more like myself in terms of what I'm able to get done, but not quite pre-pregnancy. We finished, we being my husband and I, a good bit of, I guess, like projects around the house that we need to work on together. Like most of our projects include a combination of heavy lifting and organization, which is like the perfect division between husband and wife. So he'll kind of do the lifting and moving, and I'll kind of assist with delegation of, hey, can you put it in this area for me? Or, you know, it'd be much more convenient if I could access it in this room and so forth. And he would help. So that was very good in getting our home organized and prepared for baby. Now, that's really been the highlight. I've been home most of the week. A lot of people have been sick. And it's also been more difficult for me to be out of the house for a long time. Like, if there is no expectation for us to be coming home again within like max 5 hours, it's gonna be difficult for me to like stay and sit where we at comfortably. A lot of things happen. Like, you be sore, baby may be moving around, and it's kind of just like a lot. For me, I do deal with like my tailbone almost getting sore after some time. Just all kinds of stuff. Like, the body just tells you need to go chill out. Like, we had enough of being out and about, okay? You just know. So if he knows he's gonna be gone for a long time, a long way away from home, he just leaves me. And that's fine. So I've been getting rest and being productive. That's it. That's week 35. I did go hiking at the beginning of the week, and again, it was good. I'm glad I went, and I will be continuing to do vigorous workouts, Lord's will, throughout the rest of my pregnancy. But so we hiked the mountain. Now, if you know, you know. It's actually only a mile up the mountain, and when I said that to the other non-pregnant people, they were like, "What?" It's a mile, but it goes to show you the like terrain, as well as incline makes a huge difference on how much work it is on your body. So I definitely took a sit down break halfway. Definitely have to regulate my breathing. Stretched afterward. The next day was definitely a rest day. I don't think I start like working out again to like the latter half of the week. So I started week 35 with that hike. But I was very proud to see that I could do it. And if you are physically cleared to do vigorous workout at the end of your pregnancy, I encourage you, because that is also a practice of, can you push past certain limits and discipline yourself to like keep going, so to speak, which is necessary if you want to, I want to say, endure natural labor. Just like the whole process of having a baby in general, even through C-section, it takes a lot of mental fortitude and then the healing process. So kind of just exercising my mind and my body has been a great experience. And I just could not imagine going into this labor and birth and parenting situation, going from lackadaisical, just chilling, waiting, to such a huge commitment and huge event in my life.
She's tall right now, but she's not expected to get above the foot.
So from that hike of the week with the sisters, I think every week I have something planned for the most part to kind of pass the time until baby arrives. I literally have been calling it stay busy, have fun until baby comes. But that being said, things that I'm grateful for. Okay, first and foremost, I think it's important to have this conversation of like things I'm grateful for throughout this pregnancy, because there will be parts of motherhood, parenthood, marriage where it becomes more difficult. And I want to be able to look back at these moments at these times and like vividly remember and feel like even in some of the situations that are designed to be difficult, the Most High can and will have mercy. And that, you know, certain phases of life are just that, phases. Like it gets better. I'm mopping the floor. I'm preparing to mop water. And then secondly, not only for myself to hear this, but for other people. Like I've definitely had people kind of say to me or confirm to me that what you hear about pregnancy is the negative side, like the body changes, the postpartum depression, the not having support or a village, the financial burden, the sickness, the symptoms, and all that's important to know. Because I also do believe and teach that once you're prepared for certain information, even if it's negative, the better equipped you are to deal with it. So you need to know that. But people don't shine as much light on the positive. And I don't think it's an intentional thing. I think by nature, people are more inclined to leave a negative review than a good. Go look at Yelp for proof. Despite the good experience. I'm not her. I want you to hear the whole experience. That being said, I was having a conversation with my husband today, which is why I guess this is on my mind. The number one, I'm grateful for him in so many ways. And not just having a husband, like by all means, yes. I advocate marry before you carry, okay? Period. But the Most High has definitely been good in a husband that he has provided me, in that one, it feels good to be married to someone who is just as happy and excited for having this child as I am. That may sound crazy, but there's plenty of kids out there who are surprises, so to speak, and not the surprises are bad, but I know that me carrying this child, as much work as it may be on my body, my mental, it is not only for me, but it is like an answered prayer of me and my husband. That is a beautiful experience. And he shows me that it is his answered prayer as well, not just mine. And just how he treats me, how he treats his son, even in utero. And then two, I say that, you know, it probably would be a much harder experience if I didn't have a husband who understood the concept of empathy. The girls who husband would tell them, go take a nap. He just knows that you will operate better if you just got more rest. As an example, you understand. The girls who husband understand, like, how and what and when you feed yourself, especially as a pregnant woman, and what he provides for you, the means he provides for you to have all the things you need, and many of your wants as well. Beautiful experience. So he, number one, I definitely can see how people who chose to welcome a baby into like a marriage that was on the rocks, or, you know, had some trouble in the flesh, that adds extra pressure to the marriage. People always say, well, I've heard that adding kids to any situation will only escalate and maximize the situation that already exists. And this pregnancy has shown me that what exists in my Lord's house is peace and happiness and, you know, the process of becoming one flesh. Very grateful. Number two, now again, y'all know I'm mopping and moving. Be out of birth. Number two, the pregnancy itself. Like, I do not take it lightly that the Most High have allowed me to be blessed amongst women and carry a child successfully to term, just about. But everything about it has been like an answered prayer. Like my Lord wanted a son, and therefore my desires are his desires. I wanted a son. We have him. The pregnancy has been low risk, safe, healthy. Care team, A1, all the things that I hope that we'll be able to invest into this pregnancy for the betterment of our son. So far we have. And I'm just grateful. Like, I'm really grateful to be able to carry my husband's seed. Like, the scriptures have talked about many women who was barren or was, had to wait to have their children. And it's written many times because that's really the big deal, especially amongst women who are righteously married to men they love, right? So I'm grateful that the Most High decided it was fit for me to be able to have children and to, have the opportunity to do so naturally with my husband. Now, number 3, I'm grateful for the people the Most High has put in our life throughout this process. I have my family, and my family is great. I can say that there are certain things that I can rely on, like even like my mother, siblings, etc. Throughout this pregnancy. And even in-laws, like there's a certain subset of things I know I can rely on for like my mother-in-law and such as well. We have a great working, loving relationship. I'm happy with that. But even, the extended people, friends, acquaintances, and all those are just as important because everybody don't have to be super, super tight for them to have a role in your life. Counselors, spiritually, the people who kind of show up in parental, auntie, uncle type positions in our life, beautiful, okay? I feel very prepared. There will be certain things that will blindside me and I learn as I go, but I feel prepared even for being blindsided. Like, I know where to turn. First and foremost to the Most High, his instructions, which is scripture, and then, the safety of counsel. I have my Lord to lean on, and I feel safe in that. They say the parent and the child needs a village. And I knew that I actively put work into developing meaningful relationships, but to see them in action, I'd be shocked, okay? I'd be shocked. Through my relationships, I've said, wow, the Most High really loves me. If you've experienced that, that's beautiful. Through my relationships, I've said, wow, people really love me, my Lord's house. And through my relationships, I've said, wow, people already love our son, and he's not even here. But the girls who be like, I've never had a lot of girlfriends, so forth and so on. And I'm not just talking about girlfriends. There are, like I said, aunts, uncles, everybody. Can't relate. The Most High has been very gracious in, giving me the guidance to develop proper, righteous, balanced relationships that are blossoming and still proving, but so far so good. Very grateful. Number 4, grateful for both the skills that I and we already naturally possess and the resources that we have access to as well. It makes a huge difference. Everything from birth education, having access to doulas, midwives, choice of care, insurances, and just kind of being aware of different things pertaining to pregnancy. Again, I have had the opportunity to learn a lot through my certification process of becoming a doula, and then just being actively engaging and attending births. You can't even quantify the difference it makes in your own experience of mentally preparing you for entering into motherhood. Because I've been very tuned in to that life for a while now. So it just feels like a coming of age for myself. That's been a long time coming. But I see how it makes a big difference with people who just green to certain things, and I just be like, oh honey, you really need a childbirth education class. That would have saved you that trouble. But hey, maybe that's the doula in me. And then lastly, just this time of peace. Like, again, if you know, you really know, like, things could be going on in the world to make it very difficult to parent a child. But we kind of have entered this window of where, you know, we're not there yet. But also, just the life that I'm in now, the mind space, like, I'm good, I'm happy, I'm at peace. My Lord's house is good, in order, happy, at peace. And health-wise, like, even when things aren't like perfect, so to speak, like, at the end of the day, everything comes with trial. Like, we gotta be made into pure gold. But even in going through things, like, it really just be like, let it roll off your back, like, you know, ward off a duck's back, because you good. Like, you really know, like I said before, like, where to lean. And this just hasn't been the season of being attacked on every end. Like, not to say we haven't been sick, haven't experienced financial trials, whatever the case may be, but like, we're good. We're good. My spirit's intact. I am good, okay? I'm seeking the kingdom. I'm good. So yeah, I'm happy, and like, I am healthy, and this baby is healthy, and my Lord is healthy, and yeah. It's hard to explain, but we're just at a peaceful part of life. Also, even down to like the rest that I get mentally, spiritually, physically. I understand that, like, that is such a privilege, even down to just being my first baby. I acknowledge all the time that, like, a lot of the overall rest that I get is also due to, because I don't have to, when I don't feel up to it, be still worried about raising and chasing around another small child. This is the first baby. So this is maybe my last opportunity to be at this much leisure. And I have decided to accept that soft life for this small period of time that I have. Like, I still have responsibility. As you see, I'm doing things now to upkeep my Lord's household and so forth. But I have responsibilities, you know, for the nation, etc. But soft life, I'm embracing it. And it feels good. And for the times where it ain't so soft, that's what these video recaps are for. And with that, that is, I don't know if I can say top 5, but 5 things on my mind that I am grateful for in this season of life. At the end of 35 weeks. Shalom. Beautiful. Whoa, look, girl.